So, ReZero, there's one thing that I don't get. So in season 1 we're introduced to Emilia, who calls herself Satera. We learn that Emilia is being hated because she is a half-elf, especially one with white hair that looks like the Witch of Envy. Everyone hates and fears the Witch of Envy because of reasons. So everyone kind of associates Emilia with Satera because of the similarities in how they look. Okay, all good, all fine, sounds about right. So you would assume that at some point it wasn't really a bad thing to be a white-haired half-elf. Then Satera showed up and ruined it for everyone. Now we get to the point that I don't get. I don't get it from a writing point of view, and I don't get it from an in-universe point of view. You remember the season 2 trailer of ReZero? We see that Subaru is meeting a white-haired half-elf that isn't Emilia. So who do you expected that to be? Right, Satera. I even thought so while watching that episode. But guess what? It's not Satera. It's another famous witch called Echidna. And we learn about a bunch of other witches that also tormented the world. This now does two things. It devalues Satera as that one evil witch that everyone knows and is afraid of because of how unique and evil she was. It destroys the reason why they hate Emilia for her looks, since we have to expect that all these other super evil witches weren't all white-haired half-elves, but humans, beast people, or some other fantasy creature. If we have a bunch of evil witches from a bunch of species, that would mean that either all of these species were hated or none of them. So the reason why Emilia especially is hated and feared kind of gets devalued. We also add another evil witch into the mix that also looks exactly like Emilia. If she was just as evil as the others, people wouldn't call Emilia Satera, but also Echidna. Or they maybe wouldn't call her anything. They would just hate her for how she looks, but not for who she resembles. I kinda refuse to believe that all the other witches were so insignificant in comparison that nobody cares about them. So the introduction of all these witches, and especially Echidna, damages the world of ReZero. It devalues Satera and the hatred for Emilia. Also, it makes no sense to create a character like Echidna from a writer's point of view. Disclaimer, I only watch the anime, I have no idea about the source. If there is some kind of secret white-haired half-elf connection that is explained later, I apologize. And no thanks, I don't need spoilers. Assuming there isn't going to be a big reveal that connects Emilia to Echidna and to Satera, and this was just a design choice because of why not, then I call it a bad one. Besides, it unnecessarily confuses your audience. We only knew about two white-haired half-elves, Emilia and the evil witch Satera. Don't bring a third one into the mix. Why would you create such a unique design and make it the connecting tissue between a character we know and a character from history that damages kind of her reputation, just to throw in a third one that just looks the same and but has no implications or impact on the world or on these characters at all. It feels like they only want to sell more figures of white-haired half-elves because the other ones sold pretty well. So now it's your turn in the comments. Weren't you confused as well? Didn't you thought that Echidna was Satera at first? Let's agree or disagree in the comments, and I see you in the next video.